All right, guys, lesson 12. We are on page 85, solving problems about percent increase or decrease. So let's use tape diagrams, equations, and reasoning to solve problems with negatives and percents. So I can solve story problems about percent of increase or decrease by drawing and reasoning about tape diagram or by writing and solving an equation. So we're going to be doing the equation part. So 20% off, 12.1. And I'm going to cost X dollars, and then a 20% discount is applied. Select all the expressions that represent the price of an item after the discount. So go ahead and hit pause, see if you can figure it out, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, hopefully you have come up with some answers here, so let's take a look. So 20% off, our percentages are always out of 100, so another way you could write 20% is 20 over 100, okay? We don't know what the price is, so it's gonna be X, so we're gonna go 20 over 100 times X. That's gonna be how much our discount is. So 20 over X, this is just the discount, how much we're taking off, so that's not gonna tell me the price, so that one's out. This one, though, number 2, X minus 20 over X would work, okay? I take my price and then take away 20% of X. Another way you could write it, 20% is 0.2. So number 3 would work too. We take the price minus 20% and times it by X. This one would work too, 100% of the price minus 20%. This one would work because 1 minus 0.2 is 0.8. This one would not work because it's not decimals. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, and 5 would work. All right, moving on. Mai started a new exercise program. On the second day, she walked 5 minutes more than the first day. On the third day, she increased her walking time from day 2 by 20%, walked for 42 minutes. Mai drew a diagram to show her progress. So the first day, she walked D miles. Then the second day, D plus 5. And then on the third day, she walked 20% more. So she broke this up into 5 sections. One of those sections is 20%. So she added it on. So, explain how the diagram represents the situation. We just did that. Noah said the equation 1.2 times D plus 5 equals 42 represents the situation. Do you agree with Noah? 1.2. So, yeah. Because this is right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if this is 1, then this is 0.201. So 1.2 times D plus 5. So this one would work. So find the number midwise. So we need to solve this. So looking at 1.2 times D plus 5 equals 42. All right, so there's parentheses. So the first thing we want to do is get rid of the parentheses. We do that by dividing. So we're going to divide both sides by 1.2. So taking my calculator, 42 divided by 1.2 is 35. So I have D plus 5 equals 35. And then to get rid of a plus 5, we minus 5. 35 minus 5 is 30, so D equals 30. All right, find the number of minutes we did that. Maya's been walking indoors because of cold temperatures. On day 4 at noon, Maya hears the report that the temperature is only 9 degrees Fahrenheit. She remembers the morning news report that the temperature had doubled since midnight and was expected to rise 15 degrees by noon. Maya's pretty sure she can draw a diagram to representation, but isn't sure if the equation, which one it is. What would you tell Maya about the diagram and the equation and how they might be useful to find the temperature T at midnight? So if we start back, the temperature is 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to equal 9. So both of those have equaling 9. And then it's doubling it. So we're taking the temperature and timesing that by 2. We're not timesing the 15 degrees by 2. So it's going to be this one right here. Okay, because we're not doubling the 15. The parentheses means we're going to double the 15 as well, and that's not what happened. We only doubled the temperature. So 9 equals 15 plus 2t. All right? Moving on, sale on shoes. A store is having a sale where all shoes are discounted by 20%. Diego has a coupon for $3 off the regular price for one pair of shoes. The first store first applies the coupon and then takes off 20% of the reduced price. If Diego pays $18.40 for the pair of shoes, what was their original price before the sale and without the coupon? So if we think about it, we always start with 100%. So 100% minus 20%, they are going to pay 80% of the price. So my equation is going to be 80%, which is a decimal, is 0.8. To figure that out, I could just go 80 divided by 100. That gives me 0.8, and then x minus 3, that's the price, minus the $3, and that equals $18.40. Okay, so first thing we do, we got to get rid of the parentheses, so we divide the parentheses by 0.8, 0.8. So if x minus 3 equals 1840 divided by 0.8, my calculator is $23. Okay, and then to get rid of the minus 3, we add 3. X equals 26. Okay. Number 2, before the sale, the store had 100 pairs of flip-flops in stock. After selling some, they noticed that 3/5 of the flip-flops had left are blue. If the store had 39 pair of blue flip-flops, how many pairs of flip-flops of any color have they sold? So we know 3/5, we have 100, right? And they sold some. We don't know how many they sold, so we're going to put X. Okay, after they sold that, they noticed that 3/5 of them were blue. So we're going to go 3/5, and that's going to equal how many total blue ones they had is 39. Okay, so once again, to get rid of parentheses, we divide by the number outside the parentheses. We're going to divide by 3/5. So 100 minus X, 39 divided by 3/5 is 65. And then 100 minus what is 65, so we can minus 100 from both sides. Negative X equals negative 35. Let me move this up. So positive X equals 35. Okay, and we'll do one more. We'll do number 4. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. All right. On the morning of the sale, the store donated 50 pairs of shoes to a homeless shelter. They sold 64% of the remaining inventory during the sale. If the store had 288 pairs left, how many shoes did they have at the start? So 64%. So we have 50 shoes. So we had some amount of shoes, and then we got rid of 50 of them. We gave those to a homeless shelter. And then they realized they had 64% left. So if we go 100% minus 64%, it's 36%. So 36% as a decimal is 0.36. So we're going to multiply all of this by 0.36. And that is going to equal 288. Okay, so once again, we're going to divide by 0.36. 288 divided by 0.36 is 800. So we have x minus 50 equals 800. And then to get rid of the minus 50, we add 50. 800 plus 50 is 850. So they started with 850 pairs of shoes. All right, so there you have it. So it's just same type of problems. Now we're just dealing with percents. Remember to turn percents into decimals. We move the decimal up twice. The summary: we can solve problems that are percent of increase or decrease by using what we know about equations. For examples, a camping store increases the price of a tent by 25%. A customer then uses a 10% coupon for the tent and pays $152.50. We can draw a diagram that first shows the increase of 25% and then a $10 off coupon. The price after the 25% is P plus 0.25 or 125%, right? Because 100% plus 25% is 125%, which is 1.25 times P. So the equation we could do is 1.25 P minus 10 equals 152.50. To find the original price, we're going to add 10 to each side, so we get 162.50, and then we divide by 1.25, and we get $130. So the original price was $132. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always go ahead and email me.